So it's been a very bad start for McRae's hopes, as the accident and the road penalties incurred while trying to repair the damage has dropped the Rothmans Opel driver down to a lowly 35th place. But he's not the only one having his problems, and it's only 80 stage miles down and still almost 450 to go. So the early retirements included a few major surprises. Billy Coleman, Henry Toivonen, Per Eklund, Stig Blomqvist and almost Jimmy McRae. The rally circus heads south, crossing the border almost unnoticed, because in rallying, as in many other sports, Ireland is at one. Mondello Racetrack. While most of the country is at breakfast, the rally competitors have already been on the road for 5 hours and raced over as many special stages. Dan Daly is the only top 20 retirement since the early restart in Belfast. Auricola in the Evening Herald Lancia is the Morning Star. Mondello is something new for the circuit, and the Kildare Motor Club are doing a fabulous job in keeping the 10,000 spectators amused. Dublin has turned out in force, and the circus has truly come to town. In the paddock, the supercharged Lancia commands most of the attention. Of all the cars in the rally, this one should be the one most suited to the racetrack, given its very close Ferrari connections. So Pentti Auricola starts the Mondello stage. The rally leader heading down towards Shell Corner, the notoriously slippy right-hand hairpin. From slithering round Shell, it's across the track and line up for BOAC, then the long blast down the back part of the circuit. Unknown to them, this is Esso Corner, a very long left-hander, which has to be positioned right to be just on line for Bardol, which follows, and then up the Ford straight and into Dunlop Corner. A blind entry into this one, making it doubly difficult under braking, and then accelerating down the hill to complete one of the 2 laps on this special stage.
What about this stage, Mondello Park?
Well, you know, it's good for the spectators. You got to do it.
Despite yet another off on his way to Mondello, McRae is now back up to 18th place.
Suspension problems. The car's just not handling right. We've get it right, and I dinged it off another banking last night. And we hope to get the suspension fixed in here.
Do you think there's any possibility you could get back up the top there?
I doubt it now. No, we're too far behind.
Unless, of course, the others have mishaps.
Well, that's correct. I mean, it's a long way to go.
We've lost a bit of time this morning to the other drivers, but we think we've got our misfire cleared now, and I'm beginning to feel a bit happier with the car, a little bit more confidence. It's taken quite a while to, really get used to the car.
No real problems. We've had a very easy run. We're taking our time trying to get to Killarney.
What position are you overall?
I think we're back to 6th. Austin was quickest on us in the last 2 stages, so I think he's taken about 10 back off us.
We could go a bit quicker, certainly. The tactic today is just to stay where we are, really, because I don't think we can catch the faster Chevets in front of us. So we've put a bit of time between us and people behind, so it's really just a question of staying there.
In the meantime, I'm sure you'll be giving great entertainment to the spectators here at Mondello Park.
Well, I hope it won't be too entertaining.
The rally returns to rural Ireland after the artificial but challenging crowd pleaser at Mondello. Time perhaps to focus in on some expert opinion.
Brum, the Ascona's wide bore exhaust produces 100 plus decibels. Brum, brum.
Would you expect any less from a 16-valve engine?
That Fisher car has 255 brake horsepower from its twin overhead cam, 48 Webers, steel crank,
Bert's not a bad driver either.
What about Terry Cabey then? Only 29 years of age and British Rally champion in 1980. And Jimmy McRae is lucky to be still going. He pulled a dual-circuit AB ventilated disc and the front wishbone out of her yesterday.
The last time I pulled a wishbone, it was from a turkey with my daddy at Christmas.
What the experts don't know is that Penty Auricola has been off the road on the last stage and lost a further 7 minutes. And Austin McHale, unfortunately, is soon to retire with a broken cam follower. Promoting Ernest Kidney to 6th.
I was very apprehensive yesterday morning after not having done a rally for so long, and I really was very pleasantly surprised how we ended up last night.
Winston Henry has one of those vintage RS 1800s up in 10th place. And perhaps now we could turn our attention to the next stage. At Tornafalla, Auricola is back up to 4th place, but on the wrong rubber. KB also finds this one slippery. And it's over again, boys, for here comes Fisher. Shaving off his rear bumper on the bridge. John Weatherly in the Group B Citroen Visa has managed to work his little plastic bombshell into 10th. And McRae is closing fast on the front runners, having just passed Louise, who is now in 13th position overall. Ronnie McCartney, after a lot of trouble on the first day, is becoming the entertainer of the rally as he flings the HSR from ditch to ditch in a highly spectacular fashion, and he is only 20 seconds behind the Citroen. Although Chris Lord has moved up a place in Group A due to Malcolm Wilson's retirement, he still trails Louise Aiken, Robert Mahari and Stanley Orr. This is last year's Group A winner, Russell Close, who is not having the same success this year. As Ian Harrison witnessed. The final car we see through the 22nd stage is Damien Campbell's Talbot Sunbeam. At the last stage before that much-needed rest in Killarney, we catch a glimpse of some of the lower runners. Not superstars as yet, perhaps, but obviously enjoying themselves. Trevor Fleming is, as always, one step ahead of the ladies. Many times, ladies winner Rosemary Smith is having to give second best to a new talent in the shape of Louise Aiken. She is not only leading the ladies, but also Group A, and she is not a bit superstitious about arriving in Killarney in 13th place. The wilds of the Kerry Mountains and Moors is the venue for tomorrow's rallying, but for some of the cars, it's been quite a struggle even to get this far. The Sunday run, 10 classic stages through some of Ireland's most spectacular scenery, but this year the weather was not to be kind to our competitors. Easter Sunday does not start with any resurrection for Penty Auricola's hopes. He loses a further 6.5 minutes with punctures on Moll's Gap, the day's first stage. That other charger, Jimmy McRae, was fastest on Malls Gap and posted his intention of challenging Brooks for the Sunday Run crown. Ronnie still entertaining and still climbing up through the field. And brother Desi's rally is, unlike the other Lancia, rather undramatic. This mid-engine customer car is simply not yet fast enough to take on the works machines. Louise is still ahead of the other ladies, but her Group A lead is beginning to be threatened. And Damien Campbell is proving a bit too fast for his car, as it is about to fall apart around him. Bill Murphy is still starting stage 26 as the leaders go on to tackle stage 27. Despite the pressure from McRae for the Sunday honours, Russell Brooks is still the Sabbath Supremo. KB is third, but has the Killarney cramps. His discomfort soon ends. Brake failure causes the Vauxhall to get stuck in a bog. The driver needs one, but not the HSR. For Jimmy, it's a good day for a change. And Desi is thoroughly enjoying his Sunday run. Oh God, I thought I seen a flying saucer. The high-speed jigs and reels through the rugged Kerry countryside have suddenly become more like a rain dance. Jimmy McRae, as happy as a 2-year-old in a puddle, splashes his way further up the field. Brendan Fagan fights off pain from a broken bone in his hand, sustained in